Hi folks, what I have here is a 2014 Trek Firefly 6, and in the next couple of minutes I'll take a closer look. This is the new generation of Superfly, redesigned with the help of the road bike team from Trek, and this is the Gary Fisher series. As you can see here, this particular model is 15.5, which is the smallest 29er that they have in the lineup. They had in the lineup. Now the 15.5 is a 27.5 or a 650B. So what's new with this frame? Well, you see the internal cable routing here for the derailleurs, both of them actually, left and right. What they said is that by working with the road team, they came up with a more compliant frame, which gives you a more comfortable ride for a hardtail. Chainstay clearance is not that great actually. It's great with these tires, which are Bontrager XR1 2.2s, effective about 2.0. I think real actual 2.2 would be most you can fit in this in the back. Shorter chainstays is actually one of the things that they've changed on the frame. All these new frames have 435mm chainstays. Handlebars are a new design as well. These are 680mm, 4 degrees up sweep, 9 degrees back sweep, quite comfortable. And combined with the 60mm stem, they give you a really nice steering. These are Bontrager branded grips. They are Bontrager Race, I believe. They also have Bontrager Race Light, which would be a lock-on grips. Drivetrain is SRAM. You can see here the shifters are X7. And what you see here on top of that is your lockout for the fork. Brakes are Shimano BR455, I believe, which are pretty much the OEM entry-level brakes. They work okay, and if you are fine with this style of lever, they will give you adequate stopping power. Nothing crazy though. Okay, moving down to the fork. Fork is a Reba, RockShox Reba 100mm with the lockout or remote lockup. You can see it here. Airport on this side, and pretty much nothing else but the rebound adjustment, which is at the bottom of your fork right here on the right hand side. G2 is referring to the geometry or the design of the frame, which is their very good design actually from Trek. And moving on to the other side, you can see more details about the fork. As you can see here, 100mm travel, solo air spring, and scrolling down you're gonna see what they suggest as pressure. This is a Dior disc RTSM RT56. This is the resin pad only, and you can see here it's a 180mm because you have the extra bracket. This is a QR mechanism, and this particular model is QR both front and back. I expected at least the front to have a 50mm through axle, not this one, so that was a bit of a disappointment. And looks like in 2015 they changed pretty much all of them to have 15mm through bolt up front and 12x142 in the back. I'll talk about the wheels later. As I mentioned, the derailleurs are routed internally, and you can see one on this side, one on this other side, and underneath here they're routing this is the rear brake that is routed through at the bottom of the tube. You don't get this, but you get one support for your water bottle. The bigger models, I believe they do have a support over here as well, so you can install 2 water bottles. What else do we have here? Seath clamp. This uses a 4mm. If you want to replace this one with a quick release, you need a 34 millimeter clamp over here. So replace this one with a 34 millimeter clamp, and you can get your QR. This is a Bontrager seat post, 27.2. Same with the saddle. This is not too bad. Quite comfortable. What you can see here, this is pretty much extended to the max, and you can see it down here is the minimum insertion point. What you get here is about 9 inches, which makes it almost level with your handlebar. So if you want to be in that more aggressive position of a climber or a cross-country racer, you might have to reverse the stem, push it down using the spacers over here. So a few things to think about. All right, continue on. I'll talk about the powertrain later. At the bottom here, this is press fit bottom bracket, which some people like it. I'm not crazy about it, but it is what it is. It's not creaking or anything right now, so I'll live with it. Continue on. What they've done here, so as a bit of innovation, in which they move, you can see the caliper, the rear caliper is actually installed here right in the rear triangle, and that gives it a bit more stiffer triangle and geometry. In the rear you have the 160 millimeter disc. Again, this is a RT56, which is a Dior resin only. I guess it would be okay. Cranks, let's talk about these ones. This is a SRAM drivetrain. This is SRAM as well. These are 170 millimeter cranks, maybe because this is a small model. I assume the bigger models would probably come with 175 millimeters. As usual, these don't come with pedals. These are some temporary ones. Let me move on the other side to talk about the drivetrain a bit. What you see here, even though this is a SRAM drivetrain, this is an HD50 cassette. It's a Shimano Dior 10X. It's almost 400 grams, but other than that, it should work just fine. This is an X9 rear derailleur. This is the Type 2 clutch derailleur. Works just fine. Continue on. KMC 10 speed disc, 10 speed chain. Continue on. You have the SRAM X7 2x10 system on this one. This is the 36 teeth, 10 speed, and you also have the small chainring. I believe it's 24. These are 104 millimeter BCD, so if you want to convert this one to 1x10, you can do it easily with something like a narrow wide from Raceface. And that kind of brings me to the tires and the rims. These are Bontrager Mustang 29er, and as you can see here, they have the fancy shiny Bontrager cartridge bearing hubs. These are QR. Again, this is a QR. This frame can be converted to 12x142 in the back. It's fairly easy to convert this one actually. But the wheels themselves are 28 spoke wheels, and these are tubeless ready. If you are to look on that little sticker over there, and actually is on the other side, let me show you. You can see here on this little sticker, these are TLR or tubeless ready rims. The TLR system from Bontrager is quite good. All you need is probably stance tape and you're good to go. These are 19 millimeter internal rims, and these are offset rims as well, which I kind of like. I have a set of these ones on my Fuel EX, and they allow more equal tension in your spokes from the drive side versus the non-drive side. So pretty light and quite okay so far. XR1 Expert tires, and again, these are probably the perfect tires for the rear. I wouldn't necessarily run these ones up front, aside from hard pack or racing like condition in dry. You can see the ramps here or on your knobs, and the knobs are quite small. So stock bike, this is about 12 kilograms, which is 26.5 pounds, I believe. This is pretty much stock with those temp pedals that are probably about 400 grams. I rode the bike, even though it's small for me. It steers very well, it's pretty nimble, accelerates fast, and I think is a very, very capable bike. That's it. I hope you guys found some of this useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, thanks for watching.